Today we are going to discuss how to communicate effectively in a multi-generational work environment. We see several generations interacting in the modern workforce, including baby boomers, Generation X, and Generation Y. First, let's discuss baby boomers, born from 1946 to 1964. Now ages 51 to 69, baby boomers tend to be more formal, hierarchical, and less technologically advanced. Next, we have Generation X, those born from 1965 to 1980, and Generation Y, those born from 1980 onward. Both Generation X and Generation Y tend to be more informal, highly educated, and very technologically savvy. With such distinct generations interacting, it's no wonder today's workplace faces some very unique challenges. On one side, we have the boomers, who are very independent when it comes to getting work done. You give them their assignment and they do it. It's that simple. On the other hand, Generation X and Generation Y really desire feedback. They want to know what they did well and what they could improve upon. Back to boomers. They typically tend towards verbal, formal communication, whereas Generation X and Generation Y will lean towards more informal communication, accomplished via text or email. Boomers' overall perception of the younger generations are that they're self-absorbed, needy, and a little too smart for their own good. Meanwhile, Generation X and Generation Y perceive quite a few flaws in the boomers as well. They're judgmental and outdated. Now that we've discussed the differences between the generations and examined the challenges that they face, let's get to the point. How can such a diverse, multi-generational work environment learn to communicate more effectively? Tip number 1, turn the challenge into a strength. The younger generation is dying for feedback, and the older generation has the work experience to give it. Pair potential with experience by creating a mentorship program. This also opens up opportunities for each group to share about their own generation. Tip number 2, set ground rules. Forbes suggests establishing a standard of communication in your workplace. Aim for a level of formality that satisfies all age groups. Establish when a text will suffice or when an email is appropriate. Finally, make it clear that stereotyping according to age is never appropriate. Tip number 3, stay focused. A study done by the company IBM found that older and younger generations actually have very similar career goals, like making a positive impact and solving social or economic issues. Let your speech unify your workplace by keeping it goal-oriented. Tip number 1, bridge the gap by establishing mentor relationships. Tip number 2, remember to set rules, including the level of formality, the medium of communication, and that there will be no stereotyping. Finally, tip number 3, remember to keep your speech goal-oriented. Thank you.